Can't you just see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine?
So, Rob, there is an Irish tradition that says in order to ensure a long, happy marriage, you've already had 30 years of a happy marriage, but to ensure an even longer happy marriage, the groom and the priest must share a toast of good whiskey together. So are you're down with that?
I'm down with that.
Okay, all right. So I am going to raise a toast to Paula and Rob. May their next 30 or 60 or 100, however many it is, may be gloriously happy and make them so freaking happy that they started this thing 30 years ago. So to Paula and Rob. All right. So the luck of the Irish is with you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
All right.
And so a long and happy marriage is yours for sure.
Thank you, Howard.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Good. You may be seated. Greetings and welcome, all of you who are friends, family, or loved ones of Paula and Rob. We are here for a most wonderful occasion. We're here to celebrate with you, Paula, celebrate with you, Rob, celebrate a love you have found in and for each other over 30 years ago. And we, your friends, your family, your loved ones, are here to celebrate your next wedding. This one right here, to each other again. We're here to celebrate that love that has been going for a long time, and we're here to celebrate it, that it may continue in joy and in wonder. Now, the ceremony doesn't take that long. It's like a pebble dropped in the pond of your lives. And what's about to happen right here, this renewal, this remarriage, this re-resurrection on a resurrection weekend will ripple out and touch everything else. From here on, every choice you make, every turn you take, will one way or another be touched by not just the original marriage, but by this holy moment as well. And so we are honored guests, privileged to be here and to share this moment with the two of you. Annie Dillard, in her book Pilgrim at Tinker Creek, writes these words: I never knew I was a bell until I was lifted up and struck by love. And that's what we're celebrating tonight. That love that was struck years ago and is still resonating, still ringing, and still part of yours life and ours as well. And our prayer for you is that that resonance from that striking will continue to ring true and honest and above all else. And so, I ask you, you've got your holding things here.
Yes, yep.
Yep, all right, Rob.
All right. First of all, thank you all for being here. It's great to see people who are old friends, people who are relatives, people who are new friends. Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate you being here, and it makes this all that more special. So thank you. The song Fields of Gold by Sting is a favorite of ours. It's about feeling joyful, but knowing that joy is going to end someday. Sting wrote it after he bought a house near a barley field. The sunsets and the colors of the field were an inspiration for the lyrics, along with his love at the time, Trudy Styler, whom he married in 1992 and is still married to today. The major theme is commitment, about a man who is determined to make this relationship last.
You remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You forget the sun in his jealous sky as we walk in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while upon the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? We'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we lie in fields of gold. See the west wind move like a lover's soul upon the fields of barley. Feel her body rise when you kiss her mouth among the fields of gold. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some I've broken, but I swear in the days still left we'll walk in fields of gold. We'll walk in fields of gold. Many years have passed since those summer days among the fields of barley. See the children run as the sun goes down among the fields of gold. You'll remember me when the west wind moves among the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky when we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold. When we walked in fields of gold.
All right, thank you.
And so, Paula and Rob, you have a son. His name is Eric, and he's about to get his master's. And he is a teacher and wants eventually to get back to this Asheville area. Eric, come and share a poem with us.
Touched by an Angel by Maya Angelou. We, unaccustomed to courage, exiles from delight, live coiled in shells of loneliness until love leaves its high, holy temple and comes into our sight to liberate us into life. Love arrives, and in its train comes ecstasies, old memories of pleasure, ancient histories of pain. Yet, if we are bold, love strikes away the chains of fear from our souls. We are weaned from our timidity. In the flush of love's light, we dare be brave. And suddenly we see that love costs all we are and will ever be. Yet it is only love which sets us free.
Paula and Rob have a reading they have put together just for this moment.
We'll do a
Simple,
song
just simple
first,
gifts first.
and
Sorry
it goes
about that.
with it.
Simple gifts.
It goes with
All
it.
right.
Another favorite song of mine.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's an old Shaker song. written in 1848, and it wasn't popular until Aaron Copland put it in Appalachian Springs. And so I've just always loved the little tune. So, and we wrote a poem together that we entitled "The Simple Gifts I Have Because of You," and we'd like to do it for you this evening.
Okay. Because of you, I know the joy of cats in my life.
Because of you, I know the joy of Nordstrom's in mine.
Because of you, I learned to write poetry in the park.
Because of you, I learned humor helps when times are dark.
Because of you, I learned how to meditate.
Because of you, I learned how to negotiate.
Because of you, I had the courage to leave management and work for myself.
Because of you, I was free to create programs in my practice regardless of the pay.
Because of you, I learned about the concepts like denial, dementia, and the power of the pen.
Because of you, I learned business deals are done based on relationships and trust.
Because of you, I saw Beijing, Brisbane, Stockholm, Dubrovnik.
Because of you, I had one magic moonlit night in Mexico.
Because of you, I like the Steelers and thinkers like Chardin, Sheldrake, and Matthew Fox.
Because of you, I like Cleveland's Tribe, the Eagles' music, Tesla cars, and Louis Black. Because of you, it's okay for me to laugh at myself.
Because of you, it's okay for me to shed tears out loud.
Because of you, I know when my tone's too sharp.
Because of you, I know when my jokes fall flat. Because of you, I learned there's an intuitive side of me.
Because of you, I learned there's a comedian in me. Because of you, I learned that men can be faithful.
And because of you, I learned women can be too.
Because of you, I have a fine son.
Because of you, I have a fine son.
8 years ago, when we first walked the Biltmore Gardens, I said, "Wow, I'm so happy here." And you said,
Why don't we move here?
That's true. You have given me
And you have given me an abundance of simple, precious gifts. My hopes and dreams have become real because of you, only because of you.
Let's give a hand for that. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Oh, that, yeah.
I need that hanky now.
There you go.
A little relationship booster from Rumi that I had never heard before.
You can add it to your repertoire
It
now.
can. It works for all of us. Here's a relationship booster that is guaranteed to work. Every time your spouse or lover says something stupid, make your eyes light up as if you just heard something brilliant. Guarantee that will work. Yes, that will work.
And Rumi's an ancient one.
And
right?
Rumi's old.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
A long time ago.
So, Rob and Paula, I require and charge you both as you stand here in the presence of these who love you, as you stand truly in the presence of God, to remember that love and loyalty alone will avail as the foundation of a happy home. If love and loyalty are kept and continue to be kept as holy, then your lives will continue to be filled with joy, and the home which you have established and will keep establishing will abide in peace. No other vows are more tender, no other ties more sacred than these you now assume. And so I ask you, Rob, will you accept and continue to accept this woman who you have been married to for over 30 years as your lawfully wedded wife, to live together in a loving union? Will you love her, Rob? Will you comfort her? Will you honor her? Will you keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep yourself your whole self, your heart, your mind, your body, faithful to her, so long as the two of you live. If you will, Rob, say clearly, I will.
I will.
Yes. Paula, will you continue to accept this man, Rob, this man to whom you have been married for 30 years, as your lawfully wedded husband, to live together in a loving union? Will you love him, Paula? Will you comfort him? Will you honor him? Will you keep him in sickness and in health and forsaking all others? Keep yourself, your whole self, faithful to him, so long as the two of you live. If you will, Paula, say clearly, I will.
I will.
Yes. And so we come now to the portion in which of the ceremony in which it said the union happens, or continues to happen in this case. And Paula and Rob have written their own vows for this moment. And so I'd like you to go right ahead.
Should we do that first?
What do we
Singing
do?
bowl?
Let's do the
yes,
singing
wait,
bowl.
that's
Yes,
right.
indeed. I put my
Explain
script
why
down.
you do that.
Right.
You want to explain what it is.
Yeah, why don't you explain this?
okay.
I learned this from Howard. That's true.
Singing bowls, one of the most ancient, called healing bowls, Buddhist bowls, singing bowls, whatever they are. But for whatever reason, the bell has always been important to us as humans. Bells are always rung in human society when something important happens, whatever it might be. A birth, a coronation, a death, for whom the bell tolls, that sort of thing. Wedding bells, of course. And so bells are always rung. And so this is a large bell, in essence. It's a bowl. But we all connect with that in some way. Drums and bells have been part of our ritual as long as we know. And the singing bowl continues to be that. And it's used in the Buddhist tradition to call you into silence, to call you into an openness, to make you as mindful and mindless as possible, all at the same moment. And so, just before we do the vows, ring the bowl for us, if you will.
A little slow to start. Then it went.
It comes through.
Then it came through.
All right. And now the vows.
Maybe I should say something a little bit about these vows. Before we got married, I took, this is before I worked for myself, I was working for management at the time. I went on a trip to Florida, and we were down in, I think it was Key Biscayne or something.
San Clemente.
San Clemente, that's where it was. And we were down there, and we had time on our own. And so we sat on a park bench in a park and literally wrote these vows. So 31 years ago or so, I suppose. So we have modified them slightly for this ceremony, but these are the ones we originally wrote together. I, Rob, want you, Paula, to be my wife for another 30 years or longer. I promise to continue to love and respect you, to accept you as you are, and to be faithful to you always. Throughout the rest of our lives, with its joyful and its challenging times, I will comfort and support you both emotionally and physically. I promise to take care of you as we age together. As I promised many years ago, I will continue to keep a sense of humor, be adventuresome in daily life, and avoid taking you for granted. During the next chapter of our marriage, I promise to listen to your words and your needs and express mine to you. Paula, I have loved you for over 30 years. Continue to love you and look forward to the rest of our life together.
I, Paula, want you, Rob, to be my husband for another 30 years or more. I promise to continue to love and respect you, to accept you as you are, and to be faithful to you always. Throughout the rest of our lives, with its joyful and its challenging times, I will comfort and support you both emotionally and physically. I promise to take care of you as we age together. As I promised many years ago, I will strive to keep a sense of humor, be adventuresome in daily life, and avoid taking you for granted. During the next chapter of our marriage, I promise to listen to your words and to your needs and to express mine to you. Rob, I have loved you for over 30 years, continue to love you, and look forward to the rest of our life together. Howard, by the way, informed us that rings are important even for a renewal of vows. So because of that, we got some rings. So thank
got
you
some
for that. I appreciate that, Howard.
Nordstrom, right?
Actually, no, we have a special jeweler in Akron.
So Paula and Rob, I remind you that the circle is the most ancient sacred symbol of our species. It's found in all traditions, all cultures, all religions. The circle has always been a reminder to us and our ancestors of that which has no beginning and has no end. So, God, truth, beauty, love, whatever it is we have conceived of as eternal, that which has no beginning and has no end, the circle represents. And I tell you this as a way of reminding you that what you're giving each other here is not just jewelry, and nor is it simply a sign to others that you're married, you're taken. No, it's far more than that. It's a reminder to you, Rob, to you, Paula, that this love you share opens a door to the infinite. This love you share opens a door to that which has no beginning and has no end. It opens the door to truth beyond all telling, to beauty beyond your wildest imaginings. It opens the door to God, to all that is holy, and to life itself. And so, I encourage you to use these in the next 30 years as they're intended to be used, as sacred reminders. I encourage you to give them a twist on a daily basis, just to keep your priorities straight, just to remind yourselves what is of infinite value and what's here today and gone tomorrow. And so with that in mind, Rob, if you will, take this ring and put her on Paula's third finger, left hand. And appropriately, this ring fits right in to the ring that she's been wearing. Now, Rob, if you will hold it in place and look into her eyes, hold the ring you just gave her. Look into her eyes and say these words. With this ring, Paula.
With this ring, Paula.
Now in the presence of these who love us.
Now in the presence of these who love us.
Now in the presence of God.
Now in the presence of God.
I marry you.
I'll marry you.
And it starts again. Take this ring, put it on Rob's
No, he's going to wear
right
this
hand.
one on his right.
Right hand. Okay.
They're trying to get it on. Isn't it?
All right,
He
just-
has like big fingers.
Okay. That's
so-
all
Knuckles.
right.
Big knuckles.
Whatever works.
Okay, we'll get it so far.
There we go.
There you go. Good.
Hey, it worked.
Hold it in place, look into his eyes, and say these words. With this ring, Rob,
With this ring, Rob,
now in the presence of these who love us,
now in the presence of these who love us,
now in the presence of God,
now in the presence of God,
I marry you.
I marry you.
Take each other's hands and hold them tight. We have witnessed this renewal of vows. We've witnessed this, this reaffirmation of love. Beautiful, beautiful love that has been going for 30 years. This is love that has matured, is seasoned, and like a good wine, it is ever so rich, ever so delicious, and ever so bountiful. And you have been invited to this, to share in this moment. You are honored guests. And Paula and Rob have invited you because they love you. They want you here for this holy moment. So I'm going to ask if you will support them in their marriage together, in their now new, renewed marriage together. Support them any way you can to help their marriage be as rich and abundant as it can possibly be. Maybe you can be a listening ear, shoulder to cry on, someone to dance with them in their triumphs, someone to weep with them in their failures. They will continue to have plenty of both, you know. So if you, the ones they treasured enough to invite to this holy moment, if you will pledge to support Rob and Paula in their continuing life and love together, I ask you to say, loud and clear, so they may hear, we will. We will. You are surrounded by love. So I invite you to begin your support with this moment of silence. And in this silence, offer a silent prayer, a silent wish, a silent hope, a silent blessing. I invite you to surround Rob and Paula, these two people you love, with your love. Let's be in the silence together. Bless them, Holy One. You whose name is love, bless them on this Easter weekend. Bless them on this renewal, renewal of their life together, their love. Bless them as they join again and continue to dance together in love. Lead them in the dance, be with them in the dance, and know that this dance circles into eternity. Hear our prayers, our wishes, our hopes, we pray, now and always. Amen and oh yeah. And so, Rob, Paula, you have come before us today and have made it quite clear you want to continue to be together in this life. You want to be together not just for 30 years, not just for 30 years, in February 27th, 1987.
That's right, good memory.
That's right, there you go. All right. But you want to continue this. And we've heard your vows, we've seen you give and receive rings, and we have sensed that love that you have. And so therefore, by the authority vested in me, by this state of North Carolina, and by the Jubilee community, I pronounce that you still are married. You are very, very married. May God bless you in this union, bless you with a love you never thought possible, bless you with the wonder you find daily in each other's eyes and arms, bless you with patience, compassion, bless you with the peace that only love can bring. And remember, you gotta give a little, take a little, and let your poor hearts break a little. And that's the story of, and that's the glory of love. The pebble is dropped, the bell is sounded. God bless you. You are remarried. You may kiss. Paula and Rob are still married.
And I asked him to do a special song right now. Good for a...
When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now, will you still be sending me a Valentine, birthday greetings, bottle of wine? If I've been out till 2:45, would you lock the door? Will you still lead me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
84 now. That's what they do at all the Gero conferences, 84.
I could be handy mending a fence when your lights have gone. You can knit a sweater by the fireside. Sunday mornings, go for a ride. Send me a postcard, drop me a line, stating point of view. Indicate precisely what you mean to say. Yours precisely wasting away. Give me your answer, fill in a form, mine forevermore. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 104?
What's that?
You can tell him.
Okay, tell them what, you're 60.
My last day is 64.
Just a little note, Paula's last day of being 64 is today.
That's why it has to be 84.
And also a little note that Paul McCartney wrote that when he was 16,
16.
so he probably thought 64 was
seemed
so
like
old.
100, you know.
But guess what? It's not.
It's better than 16.
Thank you all. And
And there's a few,
yes,
yes, Daniel from the World Beat Band. We appreciate your coming.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel. I want to thank several people here. First of all, we have two sets of people who came from Northeast Ohio, and I appreciate that very much. My two former students, Jeanette Bierman and Crystal Color, so they made the long 8.5, 9-hour trek down here yesterday. Appreciate that. And a number of other people I want to thank. Where did Nathan go? He went upstairs.
okay.
Hey, Nathan, come on down. Well, all right, I'll say if he comes down. But Nathan is a special guy, a man of multiple talents. He knows how to remodel a condominium, which he did over time.
This condominium,
This
right?
condominium, and plus he did work at our house. Plus, he's an expert about catering and bartending, and he's taught me a lot of things. And so he's our official bartender this evening, and I really appreciate him. And his lady friend Karen went out and did a run, I understand, of something we didn't have enough of. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. And let's see. Oh, just want some of you, my former students know this person. I want to just shout out to our former office manager, Carolyn Smith, who still is with me in some ways, and
Yeah.
she did I hope you like the little souvenir that,
Scroll work on
the
it.
scroll work. She found the header for that, the program today, and so I appreciate that. There's Nathan, I just was singing your praises, and you look great, and thank you for that. And I also really want to thank I have one relative in the area, and Steve was kind enough to come, so thank you, Steve Yurkovich over there. My maiden name is Yurkovich, so.
I'd also like to recognize a couple other people who were very
Yeah.
kind when we first came to Asheville. Because we spent several years even looking for a place to come or live. And Denny and Patty Riley in the front are very wonderful people. And it's very unusual how we got back together because they went to the same high
We went to
school.
the same high school in Western Pennsylvania.
And grade school.
And grade school, as you
And
point
grade
out.
school, yes.
And our mothers had the exact same birthdays. We lived a mile apart.
Same
And-
township.
Right, right. And we hadn't seen each other in about 37 years. And through.
So we're walking on the
Oh, this is-
parkway, the Blue Ridge Parkway. And some character comes up in a car with his wife and rolls on the window and says, "Are you Paula Yurkovich?" And
And I go,
Paula's about saying, who in the heck are you?" It was a little stronger than that, but yeah.
but at least he stopped. He said he should have just kept on going, and then I wouldn't have known who said that. But anyway. So.
And then I also recognize Barbara Earls, who here. She was so nice to us when we first came, and still is. And-
Barbara, we found her through his church.
Oh, we did? That's
it was-
true.
I was looking on the directory online, and I don't know, your name popped up, and I called you, and you were kind, and you've been a good referral source for a number of things, so thank you.
Yeah, so
glad
thank you,
come,
Barbara.
yes.
Okay.
So thank you all for coming. So let's listen to Daniel play a few more songs, and help yourself to some drinks here, and then we have our hors d'oeuvres and master bartender and all kinds of drinks here. Special. This was going to be simple, just wine. It's far more than that today.
Yeah. So music and have a drink right now. Let's just
Okay.
feel free to.
When I'm feeling blue, all I have to do is take a look at you and I'm not so. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel you breathing in my ear. Wouldn't you agree, baby, you and me got a groovy kind of love. I'm feeling blue, all you got to do is take a look at you. Then I'm not so blue when I'm in your arms. Nothing seems to matter, my whole world could shatter. I don't care. Wouldn't you agree, baby, you and me got a groovy kind of love. We got a groovy kind of love.
And then we have any singers here who are willing to, this is the surprise I have arranged for my husband.
Okay,
I understand you,
Yeah, yeah.
who are you looking at?
I'd like to thank you, everybody, for coming today. You know, it's a pretty special occasion for me, just because Paul and Rob have meant a lot to me over the years. As an interior designer, a craftsman, I've worked with hundreds of people, and very few have become friends. Even fewer have become great friends. But I think only one set of clientele actually has become family. And Paul and Rob over the years have been really like family. Countless dinners and holidays, and you know, when you're with someone who has such a great relationship like they do, then you learn to appreciate and see what it really means to have a relationship that functions well. And they gave me strength and motivation, and I have a wonderful girlfriend, Karen, and I know it's possible to have a great relationship because of them. And I can only wish another happy 30 plus years. So to Paul and Rob,
Here,
Cheers.
here. Oh, yeah.
I'm sure one is you want to get through at least the content within hours. Take sugar
You're good? Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is Paula's 65th birthday.
On Medicare.
So I think we need to sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Paula. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish. Oh, yeah! All right, all right.
Thank you, Howard, and company.
That needed to happen. Yes, indeed.
Okay. Hi, Paula and Rob. Thank you so much for inviting us here tonight. Paula, you're my spiritual mother, my mentor, my colleague, and my very dear friend. Thank you so very much for all that you've taught me over the past few years and for welcoming us here for you today. We just want to wish you a happy anniversary. We're so thankful you shared our wedding with us about 4.5 years ago, and so we're glad we're here, and many, many more happy years to you and Rob. Happy anniversary.
So good evening, Paula and Rob. I just wanted to thank you and congratulate you, and I hope to see and be together very many more times.
And I am so grateful for your friendship. We've had several lovely dinners together and collaborating on people to do things for you and recommendations I've made that have been my pleasure. You two are delightful. It's always fun to be with you because you obviously care about each other and other people too. And so I've learned a lot from you and have just thoroughly enjoyed getting to know you and look forward to you being here more so we can get to know each other even better and have
made new
lots
friends
of...
besides.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So thank you for having me at this lovely event.
Very nice.
Hi, Paula and Rob. I've known Paula since about, I think it was 2005. I had that crazy idea that I would become a geropsychologist as my final career. And when I mentioned this to Suzanne LeSueur at church, she said, "Oh, well, then you must get in touch with Paula." So I called your office, and your voicemail said something like something that sort of put me off. And so I mentioned that to Suzanne the next time I saw her, as though, you wouldn't be very welcoming. And she said, "Oh, that message is for patients. That's not for you." She would welcome you. And then I had Harvey Stern's encouragement also to get in touch with you, and that's when I actually met you. And you have made such a difference in me even becoming a psychologist. I don't think I would have made it through all the different hurdles to actually get licensed and then go into practice if you hadn't been there to, encourage me in some of the battles I had to fight and fight some of those battles very directly. many days when I'm working now, I think of things that you taught me and things to be careful about so that I'm doing things just so and ways to be with patients. And I really appreciate all the assistance that you gave and all the encouragement that you gave, and that you're still there for me as still in an early career psychologist. And then there's Rob, who's always been very, welcoming. He has such a big, powerful, welcoming presence, and has wanted to, get together with Joe when we went to that conference at Cherry Lodge, and it's just been really nice to be with the two of you for a couple holiday dinners and the different gatherings you had. And I really feel that my life has been well improved by my relationship with you. And I also have the sideline, in addition to the psychology, all the spiritual and mysterious things that you and I were able to talk about that are just such a interesting dimension to life that you've been so open and sharing about. So I'm really glad to know the two of you. I feel very privileged to know the two of you. And I hope you have far more than another 30 years of life together. You're really a wonderful couple, and it's a joy to see your relationship. You're so attuned to each other, and it's an inspirational sort of relationship. So here's to you two. Bye.
From the day we arrive on the planet, blinking step into the sun, there's more to be seen that can ever be seen, more to do than ever be done. Some say it'll be eaten, some say live and let live, but all are agreed as they join the stampede. You should never take more than you give in the circle of life. It's the wheel of fortune, it's the leap of faith, it's the band of hope, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of life. Some of us fall by the wayside, some soar to the stars, and some of us sail through our troubles, and some have to live with the scars. There's far too much to take in here, more to find than can ever be found. But the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky keeps great and small on the endless round, on the circle of life. It's the wheel of fortune, it's the leap of faith, it's the band of hope, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of life. Thank